End of the year 2022. So today was the last day of trading of the year, and I wanted to review how did it go. Actually, it didn't go that well, but we're going to see it in the charts here. Remember to subscribe and like this channel, and if you want to participate in the Discord channel, the links are in the description. Also, I do have a affiliation with Apex, so they are running a 90% discount on the first month, and up until the 3rd, which is Tuesday. So check it out, and I hope you can join the program. It's actually risk-free trading. You pay a small fee, and then you have the opportunity to go into an evaluation. If you pass the evaluation, then you go into they will actually funding, and for the second month there's 50% discount. So make sure to read and see all the rules these guys have, and see if you want to trade futures with them. Okay, so let's get started. I do have, as last week, I do have the monthly a chart here. So this one here is the monthly, this one here is the weekly, this one here is the daily, and this one is the 15-minute chart. So I'm gonna analyze today for actually 6 markets. I was requested to get a feel of ZN and UB, and I'm going to do that today. But I'm gonna start with SPY, which is the same as ES, and I'm gonna start doing something like I'm going to expand the monthlies. I'm going to analyze the monthlies first, and even I'm going to go and expand this one and take a look at the yearly as well. So let's put this one, because the year is starting. I do this only once. What did I do? I went to the daily. So sorry about that. So I'm going to go to the yearly, and I'm gonna put here 20 years or maximum available, actually. So you see, 2022 wasn't a good month. We started up here at 476 in the SPY, and then went back down all the way to this level here, 350, 348. So actually it bounced a little bit, and right now we're at 380. So really wasn't a positive. We gave away all the gains from 2021, and so we are in a kind of like a bearish mode here, in facing 2023. I would expect that this move is going to continue a little bit, and I'm going to give you the reason why in a moment. So that is SPY. Now QQQ is the same as NQ. I'm going to review QQQ here. QQQ was even worse. So actually moved up here. You have a nice, let me go with my drawing tools here. You have a really nice uptrend here. So consecutive years of gain. So you have 1, 2, and 3 years of a strong gain, and then this year it just collapsed, moving down. 2018 was a really tough day for me, specifically, and if you look at the yearly, you can tell why. So it was kind of a range year, but 2020, 2019, 2020, and 2021 were really good years for the market. Let's go with diamonds. So The Dow Jones Industrials also gave away not that much as SPY, but still is down. And this one here came back all the way down to 287, and then moved up. So negative year as well. We'll see what is going to happen on 2023. And IWM, really bad. So gave away even more than the close of 2020. 2020, not a really good year for not a really good year for the small caps in here. Now TLT also really bad, so it went really moving to the downside. VIX, you cannot tell that much in VIX. ZN, really bad. Let's see if I can, I can probably expand this one a little bit. So you have 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022 really collapsed. And then UB, also moving down below the moving average even. So let's go back to the monthlies in here. I'm gonna go back and put the monthlies there. 1 year, daily, weekly. What am I doing? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna close here, and then I'm gonna go and reload this one. Okay, so here we do have the monthlies. So let's look at ES. No, let's look at SPY, which is kind of the same. You see that SPY in the monthlies moved to the downside. Try to break in December. Try to break to the upside here on this diagonal, and I'm gonna expand this one again. And you see it tried to move. It's still in this above this pivot low right here. So you do have one. You have here two candles moving down, and then this candle moving up, and this one is the pivot. Actually, it's if it's a real pivot, then you will see two candles moving to the upside. Then this one here failed and came back down, so it actually closed above. I'm not considered that one as a pivot anymore, but it's a low, so I'm drawing the channel from this point to this point, and then connecting to that point up here. So momentum is still down. There's no divergence in the momentum indicator. This is the MACD histogram. So you have lower highs and lower lows, and then you have a lower high, a lower low right there. So you have a lower high here, a high, a lower high, a lower high, and a lower high. And here you have a lower low, a low, a lower low, and a lower low. And here you're looking at the same. In here, I would expect that this one for 2023 will start with a decline as well, continuing the trend basically, and then threaten this channel to the downside. We'll see if that one happens, but that is what I would expect. If we draw here the Fibonacci levels, we'll see that it went all the way to 50%, just exactly to that point right there. So you have this low to this high, bounced off of the 50 and then came back up, but now it's retracing. So at least it's going to retest this 50. That is what I would think that is going to happen, unless it moves to the upside. It's if you see the moving averages, let me take away this drawing. and I'm gonna delete this drawing as well. If you see here the moving average on the monthlies, the moving average is crossing to the downside in this level here. So there's a dot there that is it's pointing down, and the moving average is crossing from the upside to the downside, which is not a really good sign. It crossed at in the close of this month. I would expect that this one is going to continue now, opening the distance in between the two indicators, and this has not happened since, look at that, this year here, 2007, and then it crossed here in May on 2009, and crossed to the upside, and since then has not been crossed again, and now it's crossing down. So not really a good sign for SPY. I'm going to continue with SPY in the monthlies, and I'm going to review with you guys the market forecast. And I'm going to put here monthlies time frame, and I'm going to put here a month, and I'm going to put here that, and I'm going to give a little bit of more time to it. This one is only a year. I'm gonna give. I'm gonna put the max as well. Okay. So you see here, SPY market forecast. This is the intermediate market forecast indicator. So in the intermediate line, and I see levels. So the one thing that I review almost daily on the daily chart is what this one is doing. If you see on the monthlies, that cross there is really not a good sign. The indicator started to move down, so we are bearish here. And this one is happened right at this level, at this month here, mid of June. So by in June it started to move to the downside, and my expectation would be that this one would behave in like this did. So it needs to go below the 20 and then move, and then at some point we need to start moving above. But it can be in this area here below the 20 for a long time. We'll see. Right now it's pointing down, so the monthlies are bearish, and I don't see any sign so far for the market that is going to recover right away. I mean, something really drastically should happen, and the Fed is actually expecting to cool down the inflation, and so they want this one to go down, and so the market is not going to do that well, I don't think. Okay, so that SPY in the monthlies. Let's go back here and review the weekly. So month closed on December. So this bar here is a closed bar so far. So we saw it moving down all the way to this level here, 3,500, bounced, and then hit the 50%. Hit 50% retracement here in the ES. I was looking at the SPY. It's the same thing. Okay, and even I'm gonna put a fib retracement there to just validate that we are in the same page. Let me go there, put a retracement from here to there, and touch the 50% right there. Okay, so that said, let's review the weeklies. Lot of congestion here, so I'm gonna maximize this sell. I'm a lot of drawings that I'm looking at. So let's get rid of a couple here. I'm gonna take this one off. You know what I'm gonna do is to move this one to none, so we can start fresh, and then I can delete this one. So you do have lower highs and lower lows in the weeklies, right? These are lower highs and these ones are lower lows. So the market is in a downtrend. And now, what is the channel that governs this one? I would say that probably the channel, if we take this pivot here against that pivot there, and then against that pivot there, that would probably give us a channel that we can follow. So what I'm gonna do now is to draw it, and I'm gonna choose that one there, and I'm gonna take this one, put it against that, and move it there. And this is probably the channel that it's governing the move. So you have this one is the first low, then this one is a lower low. You have intermediate ones right here, but I'm gonna consider this one. You are up against this resistance area here with the moving average crossing above. So I would expect some move to the upside maybe, and then a new collapse. As long as we are below the 30 weeks moving average here, which is the yellow line, then we should be looking below. And the target for me would be something somewhere down here. I might be wrong, but I'm looking for a down move. There is, if we put horizontal lines in the weeklies, we see that there's one pivot right there, and if we go here, there's another pivot that it's probably very similar to that one. I'm gonna choose that pivot over there. So 320, 319 it's the next level, and then if that one fails, then we may look at this one here, which is 396. So I would say that there's a good possibility that we move down to the 3000, to the 300 level in SPY. We'll see. But this run for last year was totally erased by the bears in here. So that's the weekly on SPY, and let's go now to the dailies. I don't know if it makes that much sense to review what happened in the dailies, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So there's a range here that you can tell that the market has been struggling during the last few days. So it's not really moving to anywhere. It's been very difficult to trade at this in this range. I mean, candles moving up, moving down, moving up, moving down in a overall downtrend. So there's no MACD divergence here as either. So let me clarify what a divergence is. If we see that the price is making a like in this case, is making a low, so you have a low there, and then you have a lower low there. If the market, if the histogram on this one would do something like this for the first one, and then a smaller one, that is a bullish divergence. So that means that you have a move to the upside while you are moving in momentum, while you are doing a move to the downside in the price. So this picture here, you can see it that happened in there. You have a low there, and then you have a lower low there, but you have a lower high in this indicator up here with respect to this one. So in that sense, you can paint a line in between that one there, that one and that one there, and then if you connect the lows right here, then you have a divergence on the MACD with respect to the price, and this has not happened in here. So I would expect that this move, it's since we are still below the moving average on the 30-day moving average, and we are fighting against the 10, probably there's going to be a little bit of movement to the upside, but my expectation is that it's going to keep moving in the direction of the trend. Okay, so that's the daily. So let's go back here. We reviewed the monthlies, we reviewed the weeklies, and we reviewed the dailies. So let's go to the next one, which is a QQQ. QQQ or NQ in the futures is kind of the same. I'm gonna review QQQ. QQQ in the monthlies. Let's see here what happened. This year was really not really good, as we said before. So gave out all the gains on 2020 and then came back down. Still momentum is to the downside. It's fighting, and then the next move in this next month could be moved to the downside below this level here. Let me change this to price right there. And then you have a breakout there. You have a bear flag also forming with these three candles. So if this month breaks below this level here with the low of the previous month, I don't know if you can see it. I can see my screen, but I don't know if you can see it. So I'm gonna expand this one and maximize it. Probably you can see it better there. So I was referring to, there's a horizontal breakout to the downside if you move below this level right here, but there's a bear flag forming here. Not very good, but it's still a low there. So if you go below 259.08, you can accelerate the move to the downside. You would have some resistance, but it's not really a big one. There is another point right here, if you see, of reaction, that it coincides with the low of that candle right here. So again, since momentum is here to the downside, I would expect that the price would move beyond this point here in 2023 for NQ, and then in the monthlies, the next level of support is going to be 164. Recession is coming. Potentially is coming, and all the signs are indicating that the market would move to the downside before it moves to the upside again. So let's go with the weeklies. The weeklies also are moving to the downside. You see in here that this week market didn't QQQ didn't move that much to the downside here, but still, I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 weeks of continuous move, but it's below the moving average is here. So end of the year, this week wasn't really making that much of a move, but came here and reacted to the upside a little bit. But it's a very weak move and bounce. So really is not doing that well. In here, looking for divergence, you had a little bit of divergence for that bounce. The divergence was created with that low and that low there, and here you have a low and a higher low right here. So yeah, you see that you have if you connect these points here, you have lower lows, and here you do have, right there, you have a lower high. I'm sorry, a higher low right there. Now, if I'm looking for the same behavior here, I don't see it. I see a momentum coming down. So that heel right here is higher than this heel, right? But this heel right here is higher than that heel as well. So it's going with momentum. It's not giving that much indication. And then if you compare this heel right here, we'll say that heel, that it's not a heel, it's an inverted heel, let's put it that way, a hole. So then you have a lower here, and then you get a higher there. That could be a divergence, but it did move to the upside and then collapsed and went back down again. So not that much hope in here. I do have a channel connected, as you see, that pivot with that pivot. I'm willing to move this pivot here, and then that one would remain in between the two of them. So I don't know. I don't see that much of a bounce off of this moving average. Is coming down. So my expectation would be that it's going to continue moving down in the next few weeks. So let's look at the dailies and what the bias is for the dailies on QQQ. And again, we are looking at the MACD histogram here, and the MACD is not having any divergence at all. It's respecting the lower highs and lower lows, or lower lows here in these holes. And then you have here the same behavior in the price. So there's some levels of resistance. I'm gonna delete that one because that one it's no longer valid because it was overridden by all of this move. This one here was also served as a support, but it's not longer valid anymore. So I'm gonna remove that one. And then this one is still valid, and now we do have a new sorry about that. So okay, we have a new resistance level right there. That is probably, I could say that it's a well defined, just because you do have the a pivot right there, and potential pivot right there, and that one there. So if you connect all of this one is a really nice area of resistance for the market. Now as far as the supports level, we are seeing this one here. That one is could be a valid one. So you do have a bounce. This is the first bounce of that support, and then you have another support right there below, which is not let's see in the back. I'm not seeing in this chart. Let me expand it a little bit more. We're 1 year. I'm gonna put I'm gonna put 5 years to see what do we see in the back. So there's a level right here, a level of support here that is validating. Well, yes, we do have here a level of support that is significant. It's significant, and also it's well defined. So let's expand this now that we have that new level, and you see here that this level here, which was overridden by this one, but I'm gonna leave it there anyways because there was a bounce. So we are looking at this level against that level. This one is significant, and could, if it is broken, the next level of support is going to be that one, which is not very well defined because we don't have We do have a pivot here, not very strong, but we do have a, nevertheless, we do have a pivot. So yeah, we can put it there and leave it there. It's it could be a significant, a well-defined level right there. Okay, so that's in the dailies on NQ. Now let's go to gold. I'm interested in reviewing gold. I'm reviewing how much time we have. So we have reviewed this one 30 minutes. I'm gonna make this video a little bit longer than usual, so hopefully you can, if you don't have time to watch it the full thing at once, you can pause it and then look at it later. So lots of things in this chart in crude in gold. So what I'm gonna do is to put none again. I'm gonna delete all of my drawings and then delete this one and then remove that one there. We can come back later. So what happens here is that we have been in a channel for good part of where are we now? I'm sorry, we are in the daily. So let's go back and do the same analysis up down. So this one is 15 daily, monthly. Okay, so we are in the monthly now. So you see that there was in the monthly there was a run from 2018 all the way up, or from this level 1167 all the way up to I'm gonna silence my cell phone. Okay, so you have a run from this level here in 2017 all the way up to the middle of 2020, and the levels are 2089 right here, and the low level here was 1167 on that pivot here. So these are significant areas of resistance here, just because of the move was so large that you know, it allows me to identify what the range is going to be. So yeah, it made a move and then came back down, failed on hitting the 50% right here, so it came back down, then again touched this high again and then came back down with the strength all the way to the 50% there. So then it bounced off of the 50 and now it's in a range. It's trying to cross the 30 month moving average to the upside. So this is a good sign. We don't have divergence in the MACD indicator. You see that this low here, okay, I'm gonna draw it, that hold is higher than that one, and you see the same behavior from here into that one. So there's no divergence, but the chart indicates that this one here could go to the upside if the MACD recovers to the upside there. Nice move in the last 2 months, November and December. November was even larger than December, but nevertheless, it's a good sign for recovery. We're still in the range, and we'll see what it does from here. We'll see what it does from here. Okay, so let's review the weeklies. Is this the weeklies? Yes. So I think that I reviewed this one last week as well, so I'm gonna repeat my analysis. So this one here in the weeklies, you have a range going in this from this low to this high. So you have some touches there. This one tried to break out, but it failed and came back all the way down there, given that low there. There's another point there, and there's a break in this area right here. So it broke, went all the way up, and then it started to come down again. And then we painted this Fibonacci level from this high here now to this low. And the market has been, in the last weeks has been doing, nothing really, just in the middle of the range. And then we were saying last week that the ranges has been, something like that, and like that. It's been, in the middle of the range moving. So I would expect that this one is going to touch the 50 on the weeklies, and then decide and then see if it's going to bounce back down or it's going to continue. I would expect that would continue just because of this. So you see that you were here in a downtrend, right? Lower highs and lower lows. Hope you can see that. Then there was a I would say consolidation area right here, and then in this level there is a breakout to the upside. So there's a W there, which is a winning for me, a winner. And then you have here some attempt to go above this area, this high right here, but it failed and then came back. And now if you look at that level here and you project it here, we are breaking it. So right there, a little bit lower than that line that I put. So I'm gonna put actually a price line right there. We are just breaking above that line, so that is a horizontal breakout in a pattern that could be a bullish pattern. So it's going to fight in between that line there, 1824.60 and 1851.30. So if it comes, if it maintains the price above, I see this there is a couple of dojis right here. Hopefully you can see that one, those two, that one there and that one there. Those are two consecutive dojis, and you have three consecutive dojis there. This is very interesting. I would expect that if the price goes above this doji here, it's going to keep moving up. And I would expect that the 50% would hold. If it goes above and fail, then you know that your stop needs to be down here. And targets are going to be, well, the first target is going to be the 86, right? And the stops are going to go below this Fibonacci levels right here. And then that one there would be 100, and then if that is breaking, then we can look for higher prices in gold. We'll see. Okay, so now that is the weekly, and then in the dailies, which is this baby here. So you see that kind of like this is the behavior on that we see in the bigger picture in the weekly. So you do have here a price that I'm gonna go there, and then break the first break here, then went up touched again that level and continued. And now it's in this range with a ascending triangle, I would say, there, which for me it's bullish. Hopefully you can see all of that drawing there. I can do it better, but I'm gonna just leave it like that. And you see that MACD is waiting for crossing to the upside, and then right there, let's review the market forecast for gold. And it's bullish, right? So it's in an oversold area, but can continue moving up. It's threatened the 80. It's 81.2 now, but it's pointing up. So I would expect that this move is going to continue. And you see the money flow, it's positive as well. So good continuation. The problem is that we are in the upper side of this channel here. That channel there, that one continues all the way up here. So we are very close to that channel, but it could continue drifting higher. And then you have an ascending triangle right there. Probably that is not the best way to paint it, right here. So we'll see where it goes. You know, you can go higher here and then collapse and go down. We'll see. We'll see. You have to be careful anyways if you are going to put a trade in gold. Then now you can trade gold, or you can or GC and futures, or you can trade GLD. I mean, GLD should have kind of the same behavior as the futures. You are above the moving averages, moving up, and then I'm gonna delete this one. It's not really a good pivot. This one is probably good there. That one is the one that we were looking at. So you know, it has some gaps, but the momentum, I mean the market forecast is to the upside. So I would say that that one has possibility to continue moving to the upside after this descending channel that we saw there. And okay, so we reviewed. Let's go back to here. We reviewed the monthlies on gold. We review the monthlies, the weeklies, and the dailies. Okay, I'm gonna paint on Wednesday. Actually, I'm gonna paint this Thursday channel that I paint every month for the indicators. So I'm gonna wait for the opening range on the first day of the month, and then I'm gonna paint that high and low, and that one is also an indicator for me of a bias. So let's review crude. Crude is actually, let's go with the monthlies again. I'm gonna extend this one. 43 minutes. Look at that. Time flies. Okay, so what happened with crude in the big picture? So everyone knows that there's a okay, I'm not going to enter into that area. I'm just going to say that the fundamentals are bullish for gold. United States reserves are very low now. It's historically low. So I would expect that the price of crude is going to move up, or fundamentally is going to move up. The problem we have is that there is an expectation of recession for 2023, and with that the consumers are not going to be very strong, and that could affect the oil industry. Now, oil is not only used for energy; it's used for everything. So, from plastics, automotive industry, for clothes. So oil is used everywhere. So if there's a recession, then the consumption of oil it could be affected. Now, the problem is that now it's focused or is concentrated. The power is concentrated in OPEC, and these guys can manipulate the production and maintain the price high. So my expectation on this one is that it's going to bounce to the upside. But I could be wrong, right? So because fundamentally I was expecting prices, 130, 150 by the end of this year, and it didn't happen. It really went down. So what we do have here is a high here on that pivot. Now let's go to the technical, okay? So we do have a high right there, and that was coming off of this up move. Right there, and then you have making a similar low than here. Try to recover when there failed dramatically in this pivot right here, which is supported by this pivot and that pivot as well. So this one is well defined, but it failed and then collapsed and went all the way back down and forming a doji right here. So when you see a formation that it's like this one here, a big tail in the top and big tail on the bottom, and then a really small body of this candle, then you have a doji. So you have to wait on this one to break above or below this one. In this case, it broke above, so that one is a bullish sign or sign of reversal. Nevertheless, I put a high, and I connected the high and the low in crude right here, and that would give me an area of an area of support, of resistance. So this one here is a 50%, and you see that they found some resistance, came back down, went to the 38.2 at 33.39 in crude, and then started to move up in the monthlies. Move all the way up here beginning of this year and came back down from 161, and now is touching again this breakout. So this one is called a 2T, number 2 and T as in Tom. So that it's a test of this previous high right here. So it's right there in testing it. So the pattern that I'm looking for here is this. So you get a low, a test, right, of that low, which happened, came back down, broke that level right there, moved up, and now it's testing it again, right? Failed the breakout. So my expectation is that it's going to go to the upside. Now my stop should go below that candle right here, right? So and you can trade CL or USO, CL in futures and USO there. So my expectation, and this I could be wrong, but my expectation is that this one could move. It has all the ingredients to go to the upside here, breaking above this one. There is some resistance here. So if you have a doji now in this month, that if it's breaking if it breaks that point there, it could move to the upside. It's going to face some resistance at 161, but it could move all the way up to the 200. And for some reason, I have this one in the 200 painted on top of that one. So this one is a significant area of resistance. Just one touch is not It doesn't have any other pivot right there so far. But it's right at the 200, so that could be a nice target to trail crude if it continues moving to the upside. Okay, so let's go and review now this one are the monthlies. Let's review the weeklies. So same points on the weeklies. Now you have divergence in the MACD. Look at this. This is interesting. So you have a hill right here, a hole right here, and you have another smaller one there. So if you connect these two highs right here, you have this momentum to the downside being weaker, and then you do have also a lower low here, and then another lower low here. So if you connect these 2 points here, you see that there is a divergence. So this one is going down and this one is going up. So my expectation is that CL is going to bounce at this level a little bit and probably continue. Now, these are critical levels, right? So you have a pivot here and a pivot there, and this could sign that if it goes above 93, then it could continue moving, and at that point it's going to be above the 30 days, the 30 what is this again? The 30-week moving average. So yeah, I do have this descending trend line right here connecting that high with this high right there, and so I'm waiting for that one to be broken and continue the move at least to that level there. If it breaks there, then we do have a reversal. It could happen that it does something like this and then move to the upside, right? That would be even much better, because I don't like when you have just a lower low right here. It's okay. It's okay. If it moves, and then the other thing that you could do is to look at the Fibonacci levels and see if those Fibonacci levels are broken. This 61.8. It's an important one as well. So if it moves above these pivots here at the 61.8 level, then you can trade this one, put the entry at that end. Enter the trade at this point here if it moves above the 83.13, and then put the stop below the 61.8. Below the 61.8. Give it a little bit of room in case that it comes back. But my expectation again is that it's going to move to the upside on the weeklies. Let's go to the dailies. The dailies, we see that there was actually there is a low there, and there is a lower low there, and there is a divergence in momentum as well right there. So lower lows, lower highs. I'm sorry, lower lows right here and higher lows right here. So that is the divergence, and then market in the dailies started to move up and nicely moved inside the range again on this level. So what I did was to paint. Okay, I want to delete a couple of things here. Remove that one. I'm gonna leave this. This one is significant. Look at that top right here. This is at 93.64. So 90 was a good level of resistance at this point. So price could go all the way up to that level. Now what happened here is, and I showed it to you before, but you have lower highs and lower lows, and then the market did a higher low here and then move above this one. So at this point we do have a trend reversal. This is the type of trend reversals I like, when you have that formation there and then crosses above there, and it crossed it in this bar here. Then you have a doji, and then there is some resistance given by the first day of the month range. So went back down and then touched the 50 again right here, and then came back. Today closed, I would say, strongly to the upside. This is a confirmation bar that moved above this I wanted to say a hammer, but it's not actually a hammer. It's it's not actually a hammer because it's red. A hammer would be, if it goes, but it closed very close to the upside in here. So this one was broken and moved to the upside there. So I would expect some resistance at this level in this descending line right here, given in this channel. But my expectation is that it's going to break. Is going to break to the upside. Is going to break to the upside and look for higher prices, just because of the fundamentals. Okay, there you go. All right, so so let's look at ZN. I don't have any drawings here, and I'm just introducing this analysis. In this analysis, this here. So let's go with the monthlies, and let's review first of all on ZN. Let's review the market forecast on ZN. So ZN right there. So it's crossing below the 20. It's at 21.49 now, but I would expect that this one is going to move to this area here and continue moving in this direction down there. Money flow is down, so really it's bearish. This one is bearish. My bias is to the downside. Now, if we look at the levels here, let's expand this a little bit. Let's look for some pivots here. So then there is a break of that. I don't know if this one is a significant. It's not significant, but I don't know if it's well defined. I would say that it's not really very strong support level. The next support level would be down here, and then you have a pivot up there. A pivot up there, I would say. Yes. So in a range here now, but this one is the daily. So in the dailies is still especially because it crossed below the 30 days moving average. Then this is the simple moving average. It went back down, found some resistance here, but it failed moving moving up. So I think that is moving to the downside, and the movement has not happened. Let's put this one in a higher time frame. I'm gonna put here in a monthly. And I'm gonna put what am I doing? Cancel. I'm gonna go to the time frame, put more years, and then put a monthly. there. So even the monthlies is confirming that the market forecast is to the downside, and so I would expect that there's a bear flag right here that is going to trigger below that level here. So I'm gonna put another price level here. If it breaks below that level, then we do have a bear flag that is going to make this is a continuation of that retracement there. It didn't go that far beyond but close enough to the 30 to the 10 simple moving average on the monthlies. So I would expect that this one is going to continue to the downside. If it breaks this one, then your bias is still to the downside, and then waiting for this to break even more. So that's the monthlies. On the market forecast, and then let's go back here. Go to ZN again, and let's review the weeklies. Guys, we're an hour already in this video, so hopefully this one is helpful for you. If it's too long, I'm sorry, but this is once a year, once a month that I do this analysis, and this time I wanted to do it with you. So in the weeklies, we're watching how the bear flag is confirmed. So you do have here lower highs and lower lows all the way there in the weekly. So you have lower highs, and then there's a similar high right there that failed and then came back down, make a new lower low, and now make a lower high, and then it's coming back down again. So this one could continue the move to the downside on the weeklies. Looks like it, and this MACD, I'm looking for divergence here. This could be a divergence. I'm sorry, I have to sneeze. Just 1 second. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'm back. Okay, so yeah, it's in a range now. Bear flag happened already and moved back down. What we are waiting is a break off of this pivot down here to continue the downside. Now, now that we are here, we can tell that the bear flag entry happened, the trigger happened. So we are expecting now some probably channel or continuation there, but the real continuation is going to be given once it breaks that pivot over here, that one there. So on the weeklies, that is one and you see that there was a small divergence here, so that higher low with respect to this one, and then you have a lower high there. So this one resulted in a move to the upside all the way up to the moving averages, and then it started to collapse again. But now we don't have, well, we could say that we have a divergence given by this patch here and that patch there. That one is larger, so from here to there, and then this one here is a divergence, and it's already solved to the upside there, I would say. Found some resistance at the 30s, and then it's coming back. So that for me is the weeklies, and yeah. And let's look at the dailies. So you see in the dailies we have these levels already drawn here. So end of the year end up with that low there for 2022, and you are moving down in a bearish momentum on the daily. So I would expect that this one is going to either continue or bounce a bit and find some resistance to continue the move to the downside. And right now it's in a range given by this pivot low here and that pivot high right there. But it's moving lower. As I said before, it found some resistance. It is finding some support here. Went there, and then we'll see. It's not that significant, or it's not that not that strong. It's only one pivot there. So okay, so that is the daily. Let's go with UB. Kind of like the same chart here. So let's go to the monthlies. This is 15 minutes daily monthlies right there. Okay, what do we see here? Obviously moving to the downside. You're making lower highs and lower lows in a channel that could be defined right here. This is not a pivot yet. I would need another green candle to form a strong pivot here, but there are some levels that are, well, this one is gone, and this one here is a pivot support there. Let's put more time into the, oh, this is maximum available. Okay, so broke out of this pivot down there, and then this next one is for 2010 right there. I would say that if we make a channel and assume that this one here is a pivot low, then that candle there would form the channel. You're too close to that support to enter a new trade in here. I would wait until it goes closer to this higher level right there, and that could happen by time, right? So if this one starts doing something like that, then you're going to be closer to this level, and this is where you want to see it moving down. Right now there's no well-defined levels of support. There's only one pivot here. There's another. If it fails on this one here, then it's going to continue moving down. But the problem is that we're too close to that lower level of this channel right here. So I wouldn't feel confident and comfortable to enter this trade at this level. I would wait until by time or by price goes to the higher level of or closer to the higher level of that of this channel. Hopefully that helps, because it already made a move. So now we want some consolidation, get closer to this one, fail the break on that pivot right there, and then continue the move down, and then this is where we enter closer to that level there, or we wait until that one is broken and then look for a larger target right there. Hopefully you guys have been doing well in this downtrend. I don't trade UB, but I'm incorporating it because some people requested this to be included in the analysis, and I think that it's a good idea to do it actually. So let's go to the weeklies. So this one is a nice retracement on the weeklies. Went all the way up there, and then the last 2 weeks collapsed again, forming a lower high right here. So you have a high. I'm not going to consider that one. This one is yeah, not a very good pivot for me. This one is better, right? But form a level of resistance here that was not able to break, and then came back down from the middle of this channel all the way down here. So you have the middle line right there, right? And from there it went all the way down. Now it went all the way up again to this channel, to this middle of the channel here, and then the last 2 weeks moved again to the downside. So this one is a good move. Looking for divergences? Yes, so there is a divergence here. You have this one here and that lower low there. So you can draw this lower there, and then from this here to that there, you have the divergence. Resolve to the upside, and then it's coming back down. So we'll see if it going to, so because the other way that that this one would change direction, at least temporarily or in the short term, is that it breaks this high here. Okay, so this level, okay, sorry, I'm gonna change this one again. So this price level right here, not that one, this price level right there is if the price does something like this, comes up, back down, and comes up again, then we do have a trend reversal breakout, higher low, and then we're looking for a higher high here. I don't know if that one is going, well, it's going to face some resistance at that level right there, which is going to probably get it closer to this upper side of that channel there. But for now, what I would expect this one to do is to continue to the move to the downside, at least to that 119 level. Okay, and now let's look at the dailies. So dailies here on UB. Okay, so this is a trend reversal breakout right here. So you do have again this this nice trend reversal breakout to the upside, and then you have an additional thing here. If you see this level here, right, the price make the trend reversal, break to the upside, and then came back down and move to the upside from there. So that is a break, moved and then found this resistance, came back down, made a little bit of double top right here, and then came back down, and now it's moving below the moving averages. So let's do this. Let's put a Fibonacci level to see how much more we think that this one is going to come down. So I'm gonna put it from here. It's breaking the 50% already, facing the 38. So that could be a you know, more push to the downside, I would say, if it doesn't go back to the high there. I'm gonna remove that one. Yeah, I would say that it's at least is going to retest this level here. Is hidden, but it could retest this level right here on the break, on the trend reversal right there. those two there. That one would be, but then the other resistance level, which is well defined as well, is this one here. There's not much difference in between. I'm sorry. There's no much difference in between this one here and that one there. So it could go to this level. This one would be for me, it would be a well-defined support. So I would expect that the price, I don't see any areas of resistance that are significant there. So probably it's going to go back down. Again, probably nothing is guaranteed on this one. So, all right, guys. So I think that would cover what I wanted to cover today. It's been an hour and 15 minutes of a video. So hopefully you can you like this video. If you do, put it in the comments, and also like and share this video. Look at the description. There are some interesting links there to different things that I'm doing. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you have a wonderful 2023 with your families, and I wish you the best, actually, for you and your family, for your health, and for your goals. Hopefully you can meet them all. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next year.